Alright, so I didn't really plan what I was going to talk about in this video. I just knew I needed to talk to someone, and that someone is actually you guys. Honestly, life's been a little bit weird lately, and I've been really feeling all over the place for some reason for like a few days. I felt like I was in a space where I was really trying to move forward, but at the same time it was like I was forcing myself to do so, as if like I wanted a change but the change didn't want me. It really made me feel like I was like mentally tired, and at some point I was like, do I really need to change if it makes me like this suffocated? I had a situation lately where it really threw me off. Someone new came into my life, really good energy, really respectful, really everything. And like for like a few hours, for like seconds, I was like, okay, maybe this is going to be something. Maybe this is something special. Maybe this is going to be like a turning point in my life. Maybe a new experience. Somehow I couldn't feel it, but I don't know whether I couldn't feel it or it was like not what I expected I would be feeling. And the worst part is that I couldn't really tell whether I was emotionally unavailable or it was just like not my thing. And it was just like me being honest with myself. It felt something like, am I just being closed off or I'm just protecting my peace? I didn't know what I was doing. At some point, it just felt like no matter what decision I was going to make, it was going to go wrong. Whatever decision I was going to make was going to make me think about the other path that I could be taking. Honestly, at first I was feeling a little bit guilty. I felt like I was being unfair. And I didn't know whether it was to myself or the other person. And then I realized that I really worked on myself and like feeling comfortable being alone. So when someone steps in or when something of that sort happens, it's really going to take a lot of effort to let that someone in and to let myself immediately in. Especially when I'm still figuring out what I actually want in life, it's really hard to make decisions that way. But honestly, it's so confusing being in a phase in life where you're like, I want to grow, and you're like, you know you're growing, but still thinking that every decision you're making is wrong. Literally doubting every decision that you're making in life is the worst feeling ever. You don't know what's wrong, you don't know what's right, and you'll never know until you make the decision. Maybe after making the decision, you're still going to be like, choosing another path would be better for me. And like, no matter what happens and who you talk to, I talk to my mom about this, I talk to my best friends about this, and they all have their own opinions, they have different opinions on life, they have their own lives and decision and everything. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's you and your life and being yourself and the decisions you want to make for yourself. So like after all the talking and everything and getting to know this person a little bit, I sat by myself. I sat with myself. I started thinking, does a new experience, does a new fun experience have to feel like this? Is it right to feel this suffocated, to like question everything, to doubt everything? So this person was everything. This person was respectful, this person was kind and knew what to say, they knew what to do and everything. That someone knew what they wanted in life, they had goals and everything, they had certain opinions about relationships and everything. But anyways, I ended up pulling back from that connection. Actually, not in a really dramatic way. I was like, hey, I'm not really looking for anything serious right now, and I can feel what you're looking for is something you have already thought about, but I've never thought about it this way. So actually, instead of like forcing myself into that and like wasting time of our lives, I was like, I need to be honest with this person and myself. And honestly, they were really kind about it. But after all the rejection and all the the explanation, everything, another wave of regrets. Instant regrets. It felt like I had lost something good. I had let go of an opportunity that could be really good for me. But then at the same time, I was like, did I really want to just protect myself? Anyways, I started doubting every decision that I had ever made. I actually hadn't felt the spark, but I was still wondering whether I'd feel a spark again. And I was like, maybe I'm just a little bit too stuck in my head. But this is what I know now, that some seasons are for building yourself and not relationships. And I think I'm in that season right now. I'm in that season and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm honestly learning to stop rushing connections. I'm just letting everything find me when I'm ready for them. And in the meantime, I think I'm just gonna keep glowing anyways. If you're watching this and you kind of feel stuck, if you're unsure about the choices you've made, if you're stuck in your head, if you're doubting your emotions and feelings and your gut, you're not alone. Sometimes we need this space. Sometimes we need to pull away because we are healing. And sometimes we don't know what we need yet, and that's okay. Honestly, I'm not saying this is the best thing everyone can ever do. I'm just saying trust your feelings, trust your gut. Don't just force yourself into things when you're feeling like you're suffocating and something's overwhelming. It's not always the best thing to do, but the best thing to do always is to trust the process, trust your life, trust yourself, trust your hard work and everything. Maybe the best decision in your life for you is to let that guy in. Maybe it's to take that class. Maybe it's to participate in that activity. I don't know. It could be different for everyone. I feel like at the end of the day, what matters is the thing that makes you feel good and makes you feel like you. Anyways, thanks for being here while I unloaded half my brain. If you relate to any of this chaos, don't forget to leave a comment for me and just tell me how you're doing. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so I'll know that uploading this kind of chaos is okay. At least we're working on ourselves. That counts for something, right?